Deep debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor
Tiffany Henyard, the controversial mayor of Dolton, Illinois, left the town in complete shock after pulling off what could be described as the ultimate vanishing act. Just days ago, she stood firm at a fiery town hall meeting, fiercely defending herself against accusations, even aggressively pointing her finger at critics, claiming that all allegations of misconduct against her were unfounded. Now, as though she disappeared without a trace, she's gone, leaving the community in turmoil. Rumors suggest that she may have crossed state lines, unnoticed, and fled to escape mounting scrutiny. It's suspected that she orchestrated her departure under the guise of scandal to cover her tracks, making her exit seem like a reaction to public outrage. But this wasn't just a disappearance for the sake of avoiding the heat. Reports suggest that she took a significant amount of public funds with her, allegedly funneled through her own charity, which had been under investigation for months. The charity, initially designed to help the community, had been shut down after allegations surfaced about financial mismanagement, and it seemed the funds had disappeared along with Tiffany. With mounting investigations into her lavish spending habits, including extravagant trips and mysterious purchases like a $440,000 Amazon spree, the people of Dolton were left wondering how their elected leader, once so committed to serving them, could leave them not just politically shattered, but financially destroyed as well. With authorities scrambling to figure out her whereabouts and the full extent of her alleged schemes, Dolton is facing an unprecedented scandal. This saga of deception, greed, and a well-executed vanishing act is unfolding like a high-stakes thriller, but this is reality, and the community is left demanding answers.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
As both the mayor and township supervisor of Dolton, Tiffany Henyard was no stranger to scandal. Accusations of corruption, theft, and even mistreatment of employees were a consistent undercurrent throughout her time in office, fueling public anger and distrust. Despite the pressure, she managed to cling to her position until recent weeks when federal authorities seemed poised to move in. The anticipation of a federal arrest warrant set the stage for a major turn of events. However, her disappearance didn't appear to be a hasty decision, it seemed calculated. Her sudden departure suggests she had insider knowledge about the approaching investigation, possibly tipping her off to what was coming. This theory gains more credibility when looking at the smoothness of her escape, hinting at the involvement of someone close to her, whether from her own team or local government, who might have warned her. The escape didn't seem like a desperate flight, but a carefully planned operation. Details surrounding her vanishing point to assistance from within her inner circle, someone who was well aware of the federal investigation and took steps to ensure she slipped away undetected. This raises unsettling questions about the extent of the cover-up and the involvement of those close to her. With each passing day, it becomes clearer that Tiffany's story is far from over. As investigations continue, more shocking revelations are expected to emerge, keeping both the public and law enforcement on edge. While Tiffany might have avoided immediate justice, the truth about her disappearance and the people who helped her is still to be revealed. For now, the public is left to ponder the broader implications of her actions and the ripple effects that may extend to those who aided in covering up her crimes.
Make a one day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is...
But the plot thickens. Rumors suggest Tiffany Henyard meticulously planned her escape under the guise of a routine business trip, a seemingly innocent errand out of state. But behind the scenes, it was anything but ordinary. Her every move was being tracked due to the growing accusations against her, and she seized the opportunity to slip away while the attention was diverted. The most troubling aspect of her disappearance, however, is the glaring failure of those tasked with monitoring her to prevent it. Despite numerous red flags surrounding her time in office, corruption, theft, and abuse of power, the federal authorities seemingly failed to act swiftly enough. The fact that she was able to leave without significant interference raises serious questions about the competency of those handling her case. It's almost inconceivable that, with such a high-profile investigation, the necessary precautions weren't in place to prevent her from escaping. Tiffany's escape has exposed major flaws in the system, highlighting how even under intense scrutiny, individuals in power can evade justice due to negligence or incompetence. As the investigation into her actions intensifies, public concerns are rising. with many questioning whether there were more influential figures involved in her successful evasion. The situation only grows more intriguing as it unfolds, leaving everyone to wonder if Tiffany's escape was the result of sheer luck or if a deeper conspiracy is at play.
Several new developments in South suburban Dolton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reports.
The drama intensifies when we consider why Tiffany might have made such a drastic move. Insiders suggest that federal authorities were preparing to arrest her soon, likely within the next week, and Tiffany must have caught wind of this. Imagine the panic that must have gripped her as she played the part of the righteous mayor, steadfast in denying any wrongdoing, only to quietly make her exit behind the scenes. As news of her suspected misdeeds grew, ranging from financial mismanagement to using public funds for personal luxuries, she knew the authorities were closing in. But rather than face the music, Tiffany acted quickly. She was allegedly involved in funneling large sums of money through her charity, just before it was shut down, giving her the means to escape with cash in hand. It's now apparent that she spent months planning her escape, setting up contingencies in case she needed to disappear in a hurry. Yet, the question remains, why didn't the authorities act sooner? Why wasn't her financial activity frozen or her assets seized? These oversights have left many wondering how she was able to evade detection for so long. The smoothness of her getaway speaks to a deep failure in the system, one that allowed her to slip away just when she was needed the most.
Addressing things as the supervisor. There will be no comments, there will be anything, it will just be me addressing you guys to tell you what's.
If you think this sounds like something straight out of a crime thriller, you're not wrong. Tiffany Henyard's story has all the elements of a high-stakes drama: corruption, manipulation, and a perfectly executed escape. But as real as it is, it's far more unsettling. Insiders claim that Tiffany's fall from grace wasn't a result of poor decision-making, it was a calculated series of actions designed to avoid accountability. She's been accused of everything from financial fraud to abusing her power to intimidate and silence her critics. Allegedly, she used her charity as a front for shady dealings, all while lavishly spending taxpayer dollars. But perhaps the most staggering part of her downfall is the extensive damage she has caused to the community of Dolton. What was once a town full of promise is now saddled with millions in debt, services slashed, and a sense of betrayal that runs deep. Her disappearance has left the people of Dolton in ruins, struggling to pick up the pieces. Tiffany may have escaped justice for now, but as she continues to enjoy the fruits of her schemes from a distant location, the people she left behind are left to deal with the consequences of her actions. While federal authorities are scrambling to bring her to justice, questions remain: will they ever catch up with her? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear: Tiffany Henyard is a master of evasion, and this story is far from over.